everyone. Uh, and welcome once again to another weekend. This is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And let me give y'all a bit of a foreword. Okay. And this is for content creators. Okay. It's okay if you're watching and you're just a spectator or someone who frequents these spaces on YouTube. And when I talk about what spaces that we frequent, of course we're talking about the Black manosphere, but also in saying this, I say this with great meaning: long live the habitual line steppers. Now now to my forward. Listen up. Like I said, this for content creators. I understand that some of you might feel a certain way about the support that you receive from family members. I'm going to explain in a couple of ways why that might not be the worst thing in the world to not have family members support you if you're a content creator. And maybe I should do a separate video about this, but I just want to get the party started here today on another weekend with your weekend warrior. And as you walk in, please do hit that like button. And if you are here for the first time, definitely hit that subscribe button because I'm here every weekend. So yeah, here's a couple of reasons why you should not be upset that family members do not support your content creation. Number one, one thing that I understand is in business is that once you involve family, they think that they know the business as well or better than you. So they're trying to involve themselves in ways that are not needed. like, like I did this little experiment with a family member one time. I told them about my content creation on YouTube, and I showed them the page, and everything was good. But they was like, okay, well, I like this. I like your channel. Yeah, you're pretty humorous and all, but I didn't like such and such video. One thing that's gonna happen with family members is, shout out to Rogish the Build Monger. One thing that's gonna happen with family members is, like I said, you don't need their input. I mean, when you get on here, you create content. You don't get on here with the intention that everyone that sees your content is going to like it. And you have to exercise a certain amount of courage when you come up here on these platforms to speak to people, because you don't know if the people are watching think that you're absolutely the dumbest piece of shit ever, or think you're on some real intelligent shit. So, I mean, but I will tell you this about family members: they're going to treat you the same way, whether you are the biggest scholar to a bunch of strangers, or or you look just like a dumbass. And the reason that being is this: they know you. They're not going to see you as a larger than life spectacle like they would view somebody they didn't know. Even if that content creator is at the level you are, even if you have a good sized channel, your family members are always going to be a certain way about who you are. Because especially if you come up here faking, and you come up here pretending like you're something that you're not, and your family members are going to know that you're full of shit. And guess what? The people will find out that you're full of shit too. So just be careful when coming up to these platforms, and don't sweat the fact that family. I mean, it used to frustrate me about how family members would not support an endeavor such as this. But hey, you know what? I haven't gotten a load of success off of it yet. But the only support you need if you're starting out in content creation, or even if you're an experienced content creator, the only support you need is yourself. Even if family members don't support you, you support yourself and you instill that drive within yourself, and you will be okay. So this is why I don't let the whole family members not supporting me in whatever I do on YouTube bother me. I mean, they could do me just like they do anybody else they watch on YouTube, and they can check the content out. If you don't like something, you can debate about it, or you can just sit there and not like it. But hey, that is all well and good. The only person that needs to feel good for real about your content creation is you. I mean, that goes so far because, of course, you're going to need the support of the people for your platform to grow. So, okay, that's just a little forward right there. Let's go ahead and get to the topic. The topic for tonight is the problem with people like Stephen A. Smith. Shout out to Juan G's. What's going on? Thanks for stopping through. And like I said, for all of you that are stopping through as you come in, hit the like button, and also feel free to participate in the chat. I am very interactive with my chat, and that I feel as if the chat are just as much as a part of the broadcast as the panelists are. That come on and share their opinions. But here's the problem with guys like Stephen A. Smith. Okay, and I'm going to say several problems throughout this entire broadcast because, hey, you know what? These broadcasts sometimes are 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. So, hey, we got all night. One big major issue that I have with Stephen A. Smith is that Stephen A. Smith is kind of a buck dancer. That really is like, but being a buck dancer is really socially unacceptable if you're a grown black man. I mean, it's almost as if you have no resolve for the community whatsoever. You just kind of go with the flow. And if there's a person that is black that gets mad with something that is obviously racist or affects them as a black person, the first thing that a lot of these people try to do is rush to the other point of view and just start saying this shit about how black people don't need to say this, black people don't need to say that. I mean, and I understand the points of view of some of these people, but it walks a fine line between buck dancing because it feels like that Stephen A. Smith says a lot of things to please his superiors. Okay, it's like he's one of those famous black men that are never there on black issues, never there, or they'll be halfway there, but they always try to find a segue out of the issues at hand that affect black people and black men for that matter. Now, aside from the buck dancing, Stephen A. Smith has been very flippant when it comes to black issues and what black people think about him personally. And it's like, and a lot of the negativity that comes from black people towards Stephen A. Smith is the fact that Stephen A. Smith would not only not speak on certain issues like that really are pertinent for us to discuss, then he would go with this whole little narrative. Like he would actually push back and push back hard. And I don't disagree with everything that Stephen A. Smith says, just like I don't 100% agree with what anyone says. But that little rant or that little whatever clapback that was on ESPN that he did showing that little highlight reel of Kwame Brown and his downside in the NBA. First of all, you could make a highlight blooper reel on any athlete ever. I mean, it seemed to me like Stephen A. Smith took it intensely personal with Kwame Brown. But when you literally build your career off shitting on a young black man straight out of high school, thrown into the limelight, when you make a career off of it, it seems to me that the young man has every right to respond, especially if he's been silent for 20 years. And that when I watched that shit, I was like, man, Stephen A. Smith, you really ain't shit for this. And when you hear black people say that you ain't shit for this, is usually in a light of jest and humor. You know, man, you ain't shit for that dog. But when I say that about Stephen A. Smith, you ain't shit for this dude, he really ain't shit for that shit. He really isn't. He really isn't. The good part about if you go to ESPN and you look at the dislikes on that video that he did on I mean, he obviously did it on ESPN, but you know they loaded it up to ESPN's YouTube channel. I think that video has like 14,000 dislikes right now. That video, they act like Amber Heard was on that video, and I mean, like, it is amazing the support that people have shown to a young man that was called a bust by a sportscaster with immense reach, such as Stephen A. Smith. Let me put up a couple of examples of why Stephen A. Smith is wrong and Kwame Brown is right about the way that things are structured when it comes to the narratives as far as sports. Kwame Brown mentioned that, you know, that a lot of these, you know, a lot like the Up and Smoke podcasts and ESPN, they'll spend all this time shitting on black men. They'll spend all this time shitting on black men, shitting on black athletes, you know, taking them out to the pasture to be shot like broke leg horses, but won't say nothing about these white guys that stink up games every fucking time they get out on the fucking field or on the basketball court. I mean, it's hard to really pick out a sucky white guy on the basketball court because black men, we dominate NBA. Let's just say it like that. We dominate the NBA. There are some good players of other races, but hey, you know, black men dominate the NBA. The NFL, however, might be somewhat of a different story. Kwame Brown did mention in one of his broadcasts that why is it that a guy who's never really produced anything like Jay Cutler, why are they trying to offer him $20 million just to sneak up the place? Why are guys like Matt Stafford and Carson Palmer able to stay in quarterback jobs and they never did a fucking thing for their teams except for have a few good games? Never brought a Super Bowl ring or anything. I don't know. I may be wrong. If I'm wrong, correct me in the chat. I am gracious enough to admit when I'm wrong about something. But Kwame Brown did bring up, why does Cam Newton, as talented as Cam Newton is, got to beg for a job? And why are guys like Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, and Stephen A. Smith ain't talking about more about shit like that? Every time a black quarterback enters the NFL, they try to find a way to screw him. They try to find a way to screw him. Now, let me give a Stephen A. Jackson, Cam Newton example. All right, Cam Newton, I guess after losing the Super Bowl, like people complained about Cam Newton celebrating in the end zone, dabbing. They called him cocky. They said he had an attitude. And he was just a young man trying to enjoy the game of football. Well, he lost the Super Bowl that year, which I think something was very dubious about that Super Bowl. Ain't no goddamn way that you played one of the best seasons you ever played. Carolina Panthers looked damn near unstoppable that season. They lost to Atlanta in the postseason. Then they lost the Super Bowl. Now, they lost to Atlanta. That might, you never know. They might have went out partying all night that previous night. And Atlanta ain't no team. That's another white quarterback, Matt Ryan. He actually went to the Super Bowl and he screwed the whole fucking thing up. I mean, it could be due to coaching, you know, but you can only put so much on the coach. If you're going to treat black quarterbacks like that, shit, you can put it on Matt Ryan. You can put it on Carson Palmer. You can put it on Matt Stafford. You can put it on Jay Cutler. But guys like Kaepernick and guys like Cam Newton can't keep a job. Why is that? Why is guys like Kwame Brown got to call that out? Why is it that somebody that have the reach of Steven Jackson, Matt Barnes, Stephen A. Smith, why are they not calling that shit out? They're black. They're men. Well, one is almost black, I guess. So why are you not exploring that issue? Two reasons. Well, really one reason. Media loves shitting on black men. Why has Cam Newton got to beg for a job? But let me tell the Stephen A. Smith Cam Newton story. Cam Newton did an interesting interview where he pretty much tried to disavow racism. Like after being a black quarterback, they put Cam Newton through like some kind of PR training, like how kind of how to respond to racism and some real fucking stupid. Some real stupid. Like, why would you need a coach to tell you how to deal with racism as a black man? And his coach and his trainer or his coach or whatever was white. Cam Newton went on TV and did an interview saying that why does everybody always make an eight? I mean, our differences are only an eighth inch deep of skin, an eight inch deep of skin, deep of skin, It's like we're all the same underneath, blah blah blah. Cam Newton basically, I guess they was admonished and trying to humble himself so he can keep a job in the NFL. But most of us Negroes that humble ourselves for, apologist movements, we get tossed to the side anyway. Stephen A. Snitch. Shout out to the tall guy and Adam Williams. Stephen A. Smith went the fuck off on Cam Newton. Went off. And started talking all this, struggle as a black man, blah, blah, blah. Something he wouldn't normally say. Went off on Cam Newton for that eighth inch of skin comment. And I would agree with the sentiment itself. Yeah, that was very stupid for Cam Newton to say. Talking about an 8-inch deep of skin. And it's just like how you are participating in the gaslighting of black people when it comes to racism and our struggle in the country. But once I think about what Kwame Brown said about how they always jumping on black men about stuff, then it would make sense as to why Stephen A. Smith would react to Cam Newton like that. Yeah, another example. I mentioned this before. Stephen A. Smith railed against Candace Wiggins. Candace Wiggins said that there was some bullying among the players because she was a straight woman and a lot of the players she was around was alphabet. I heard in the NWA that there's a big alphabet bullying problem in the WNBA. Candace Wiggins tried to come out and say something about it. Well, she was going around saying that she was being harassed and yeah, the lid should have been blown off that shit because if we really care about women, the safety and security of women, that should have been visited. Stephen A. Smith steps in, starts buck dancing for the network and buck dancing for the narrative. You got to have proof. You can't just come out there and say stuff like that. It's like, come on, man. Seriously? Stephen A. Smith he just reminds me of one of those guys that tried to find a way out of the conversation because because I guess he's afraid that he's going to get blacklisted from whatever his profession is. Now, he has been on record and saying, hey, you know what, y'all, I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Ain't none of y'all going to pay my bills. Yeah, when Ray Rice hooked his soon-to-be wife, he said something as if sometimes women provoke men, something to that effect. And he got suspended for a couple weeks and came back all apologetic. So Stephen A. Smith, he gonna do whatever his masters tell him to do, whatever his network masters tell him to do. And I'm not even saying Stephen A. Smith, if you do the right thing, man, for black people, you should give up your job. No. Because I'm not giving Stephen A. Smith a fucking penny if he loses his job. So this is all opinion right here. This is all opinion right here. And I ain't got the message scrolling across the bottom of the screen. There it is. Yeah, this is for entertainment purposes only. So if you're entertained by my opinion, hey, you know what? I'm doing pretty much what I said I was gonna do. So, but I do stand behind what I say. Stephen A. Smith doesn't do that much. Doesn't do much of that. I mean, he's a very passionate sports commentator. He's a very passionate sports commentator, but he buck dances for the network too much. One day he about it, the next day he ain't about it. He was one of those guys that, like, gotta play the game, gotta play the game. I get that. I get that. I'm not paying one single bill if he gets fired for doing the right thing by any black man. I get that. I get it. But you ain't got to be a fake ass, disingenuous liar. And what Stephen A. Smith pulled on ESPN, last night, yesterday, or whatever, that shit was extremely childish. It was very unbecoming of the professional that Stephen A. Smith claims he is. Sad stuff. Like what happened? Did you tell your little buddies at the network, hey, put all these Kwame Brown clips together so we can try to humiliate him? Because you've been trying to embarrass him for the past 20 years. And here's another thing. Like, okay, let's get into some of the things that he said in the video, which he pretty much lied, because he's saying, well, nothing, like he was talking about like how a lot of those guys, it didn't come from a place of disrespect. Yes, it did. Especially if you doxing him and you trying to discredit him by talking about the man, like Charlemagne the God did, and talked about the man's entire family. Yeah, that's what he called their go along, get along gang shit. Also, Stephen A. Smith, yeah, from the way Kwame Brown says it, has some stake in Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes' podcast, the Up and Smoke podcast. So everybody, all of them acting like, so basically he's saying all of them acting like one big go along, get along gang. Also, they said Stephen A. Smith visiting college campuses. He want to know the whole premise behind why they sending Stephen A. Smith to college campuses. But the biggest question that Kwame Brown want to answer is, why did you build your career off disrespecting a kid? Kwame Brown was a kid back then. He was 18. 18, well, compared to my age, anyway, is a child. You're a kid. You're still a kid. Like, I try not to get too passionate about college football games because I realize that there are kids out there trying to have a little fun. That the game is still purest in those children. What an excited man Kwame Brown must have been to be drafted into the NWA. The only thing that really gave you such a really harsh view of Kwame Brown is, yeah, he wasn't the best player. You had worse players. But he was the number one draft pick. He was number one draft pick. So it's like when you're number one in anything, pressure to continue to produce and deliver and to live up to expectation. If Kwame Brown had got drafted number 25, there probably would be no Stephen A. Smith. Or Stephen A. Smith would have been like sort of a passerby or whatever. But let me tell y'all something. If you make an entire career off trashing someone, you need to expect that person to respond. One thing I do not like that Negroes do is act like, hey, man, dude, why you being so sensitive, man? Why you being so sensitive? Everyone gets talked about like that. Everyone. So you talk about somebody, they have every right to respond, period. Don't frog up and act like they're being sensitive just because you don't have a good comeback. And Stephen A. Smith did not come back good at all. He said nobody disrespected him, including Charlemagne the God, and that was a flat out fucking lie. Journalistic integrity right out the fucking window. I don't care what anyone says. You're going to get on TV and lie like that. Because you anticipate that some of these sycophants out here would actually believe you. Which, a lot of people would just stick to the fact that Kwame Brown, in their perception, did not have that great a career. They're going to stick to that shit. Man, Kwame Brown sucked. I don't know why he's saying anything. I'm like, cool. If he sucked, he sucked. If he was a bust, he was a bust. But that man got every right to respond to any criticism or any kind of bullshit that was thrown his way. Criticism, as long as constructive, is never going to be bad. But if you just flat out roasting and just all over the place, like this kid sucked, this, that, and the other, damn shit. And I implement this kind of policy in raising a child. It goes a little something like this. That child may not know as much as I do right now, but when they grow up and get their own peace of mind, they will know enough about me to form an opinion, to form a stance. The worst thing you can do is play a kid for stupid, and then they grow into an adult and realize what happened. That is something that you do not want. You do not want that kind of disappointment. Not saying I've been through it, but what I'm saying is I've seen it. I know one of my friends right now. Name this kid Junior. Name this kid Junior. Well, him and the baby mama were married at the time. She named him whatever the man name is, Junior. Here he comes, all disappointed the other day because the kid's now 22. He wants to change his name. He wants to get rid of his father's name. And I know the kind of person his father is. Father ain't shit. Dad ain't shit. I do understand that there's some ain't shit dads out there. See, that's what y'all don't get about the black manosphere. Y'all think we caper for the bad black men. We don't do like the sisterhood. We don't cape for the bad people in our gender. But if you're a parent out there, I just want to give you something to think about. These kids will look at you a certain way once they get old enough and knowledgeable enough. Just hope that if you care anything about that child, that it is a good assessment. Because although I understand why the kid is changing his name because based on the kind of father he had, I told that nigga you could have prevented that crap a long time ago just by being a dad or acting like that, one day your kid was going to be an adult and could see how stupid you were being if you were being stupid, in fact. And you, my man, are a stupid motherfucker. So when y'all got to understand, when you're doing something to these kids, when you're handling these kids, one day these kids are going to become adults. Now, granted, Kwame Brown was 18 when he entered the NBA. Granted, he was 18 years old. So that ain't exactly the biggest kid. Okay. Yeah, you're basically legal in all 50 states. Unless one state got a legal age of 19, but I think like the cap is 18. Granted all that, Kwame Brown was still an 18-year-old high school age kid who got thrown into the limelight, into the national spotlight, just like that. Had a career where he made $63 million. Great, awesome. But what he did was he took his money and he did the smart thing. He didn't go balling out of control. So, I mean, he's pretty much his own boss. So you would think after 20 years of bullshit and always just highlighting the fact that, he had a bad basketball career. Well, that's what many say. But how is it that he was able to keep a job for so long? If he was that bad, if he was that horrible, how was he able to keep a job that long? But let me tell y'all something. Let me tell any of you out there watching, if you fuck with somebody for 20 years, they have every right to come. They have every right to come at you. It ain't a damn thing you can say. There's not enough gaslighting. Oh man, you're being too sensitive. It's not enough you can say to that man. If he roasts you for like 2 weeks, that's still not equal to 20 years. It's still not. But that's a lot of my problem with Stephen A. Smith. Let me just recap for a bit. Stephen A. Smith is a buck dancer who is part of the machine to keep the black man down and is a willing fucking participant in all of that. Now, although I do respect any black man for making it, beating the odds, and not becoming a statistic, having a successful career or being successful at anything. You know, although I will ride with that for the brother. The fact of the matter is, man, Stephen A. Smith, when he did that shit, looked like a BAN. And you don't need much imagination to know what that analogy means. Now, all these little brothers out here that always acting like can't nobody clap back, fuck y'all. Y'all know what y'all doing when y'all fucking with folks. But what does that make you look like when you act like can't nobody say nothing to you back? Kind of a SISSY. Kind of. Shoot. All I'm saying is that if you bring in the smoke, get ready for some smoke. I'm on Kwame Brown's side. So if you haven't gotten any of that through what I just said, then I'm literally saying it. I'm with Kwame Brown. Period. Shoot. I'm with anybody that doesn't allow themselves to be bullied by anyone. So y'all can take that to the bank. All right. Let's look at. So let me look at the comments. All right. Super Ears. Kareem Henry, what's going on? Nah, don't make it about the Caribbean verse. Oh, you must be talking to somebody in okay. Oh, you hollering at roguish. you hollering at roguish. So okay. But anyway, how all are you doing today? Yeah, just making sure you're hitting the like button on the way in. I do have 17 likes at the moment. Awesome. 16 live viewers, 17 likes. That's a pretty good ratio. But just in case one of those likes isn't yours, please hit that like button right now. We love the likes. We love the likes. We love the likes. And also, thank you for showing up. Yeah, so let me see if I can find this real quick. I want to play a little audio from Judge Joe Brown. Yeah, anybody? Yeah, Kwame Brown interviewed Judge Joe Brown, and he had a live viewer count that pretty much like eclipsed any live viewer. Well, I don't know if Kevin Samuels ever actually got to 40K in live viewers, but I thought that shit was amazing. like 40K live viewers. I mean, but he did have Judge Joe Brown, and Judge Joe Brown had a lot of choice words for a lot of folks on there. I mean, if anyone knows how Judge Joe Brown get down, Judge Joe Brown is a savage anyway. So, okay, let me see if I can find it real quick. And as always, fair use is in place. For education, it should be good. So, let me go ahead and find freezing up right now. Oh, there we go. Let me see. Just bear with me for one moment. How's everyone doing tonight? If if like I said, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Let me find that video. I'm gonna play a lot of that. Judge Joe Brown, like I said, he is savage, but he explained where Charlemagne the God got his name from. Like, it's like that shit's wild. All right, just bear with me a moment. All right. Let's see. No, that's not the video. Just bear with me for one moment. How's everyone? I think I asked that already. Well, how's everyone? There it is. Yeah, this is from another YouTube channel, but since it obviously the footage belongs to someone else, I call fair use on Kwame Brown Bus Life, and not this guy. All right. Let me see. Come on, video. I am not gonna listen. Okay. 1 moment, folks. All right, boom. Yeah, I just want y'all to listen to this for a little while. Like I said, I'm calling fair use. Oh, Sun is Hot Raw. Thank you for the super chat. He says, parents love the quote from the Bible, honor thy parents, but conveniently leave out this quote, do not provoke your child to wrath. And that's what they did to him, and now they're feeling the wrath. Yeah, they get some of mama's cooking, as he says. So they get mama's cooking right now. So I'm going to play this a little bit, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the panel up, and we can have all kinds of fun and shenanigans. So thank you for the super chat. And anyway, if anyone of y'all want to, throw in a couple dollars in the pot, no biggie or whatever. I mean, your views and your likes, they're great as well. But if you want to throw a couple dollars in super chat, feel free. Shit, I don't have any problem with that. So let me make sure I got everything right. And like I said, I'm claiming fair use. Okay, so let me go ahead and all right, like I said, he has a very little interesting bit on Charlemagne the God at the beginning of this. But if anyone else wants me to play this video during when I get the panelists up here, you can very well let me know. But I like both of these guys, so just want y'all to take a real good listen.
Call yourself that based on what you're going to explain.
What is he, 5'6"?
Charlemagne?
Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, he's a little short guy. Look, the real Charlemagne was an Adolf Hitler prototype, but an Adolf Hitler on steroids. He did ethnic cleansing all through Europe. He was a Franco-German. It meant Charles the Great. So this clown on the Breakfast Club is saying Charles the Great, the God. Charlemagne was a psychopath.
Dang.
There was one little episode where he went down to live, and they still had the old habit of cremating their dead.
Yeah.
Rocky place ain't very much area to bury somebody, right? So he went down and he slaughtered 120.
I mean, it makes the channel money, but
of them because they cremated their dead. He did stuff like that. He slaughtered people, killed out whole regions, exterminated everybody because they didn't switch over to his particular brand of religion. Ethnic cleansing on a super scale back in the Dark Ages, the 10th century, in the 900s. So that's who he's calling himself by, Charlemagne the God. Now, why would a black man name himself after a German psychopath? You got it? That's like saying, I'm Adolf the Great.
No, they wouldn't let you say that.
Yeah, but Charlemagne was worse.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Y'all heard that right. See, basically that kind of shit comes from delusions of grandeur. Entitling yourself with such a, I guess, a so-called powerful individual that is the worst of the worst. So after hearing that, do you think that Charlemagne the God should change his name? But let's continue.
You had 500 years to it, and somebody's war criminal crimes against humanity type becomes worthy of note because he exercised power.
I think you're right about the attack on masculinity.
Just like I don't particularly like Charlemagne and some of these charlatans, and you don't like some of your colleagues that are going the unmanly way.
Yeah,
Well,
go
these
get
women
into it. What you think about Charlemagne? What you think about him? Get into that. I know people waiting to hear
punk,
Charlemagne and
punk,
Stephen A. Smith.
punk ass with a punk name.
What about Stephen A. Smith? You ever heard of him? Well, me and him got into it because to me, he puts a little disrespect on guys' names. He tried to make it singular about me and him. But as I try to get people to wake up and see, it's not about just me and him. He said something like, allegedly, I wouldn't trade Andrew Wiggins for a box of cereal. And to me, that just goes too far. What if Andrew Wiggins was trying to, go out and get some money off the court? And people listen to Stevie A. He got a big platform, and you devalue this man's value like that by saying he's not worth a box of cereal. To me, that that goes beyond basketball when you're starting to dox people like that.
Yeah, that's what they do. When they get a man that's a man, they try to down him. And if you badmouth somebody often enough, you get people adopting what they hear. So you get a negative impression. So what the deal is take the exemplars who behave like they're supposed to, and you get the people turned against that by telling lies, mistruths, exaggerating. They no longer listen to that individual, but they listen to the idiots. That's what that's about. There, I want you to do something too. Your message needs to get out. I want to invite you to my show, which is later today. I know you won't be able to do it today, but next week, and I'll give you the call-in number.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, I'll give it to you. I'll text it to you. And there's another somebody that's one of your big fans, Dana Cumberlander.
Okay.
She's an intelligent.
Okay, yeah. I just wanted to show y'all that part on Charlemagne, and then just kind of observe kind of what he was saying about Stephen A. Smith. Just basically, bad mouthing people to the point where people will actually be kind of be sycophants and follow that shit. Now, if you say something bad, if you say enough bad things about a person and you got a major platform, then and if your reach is like that, of course people are going to accept what's being said, because like being on a multi-million-dollar platform spewing shit about people, that's going to definitely put it not in that person's favor. Yeah, one thing I used to really hate about my functionality on social media was that a lot of the times when I piss people off, that those people would get to other folks before I got to them. And then when I finally get to run across these people, they already got a predisposed opinion about me. Don't care what kind of person they are. All they care about is what the motherfucker who got all the validation said. So was Stephen A. Smith damaging to Kwame Brown's career? I wouldn't say it was damaging, but you literally made the man the butt of most of your jokes when he was younger. So my thing is for all of y'all that feel like Kwame sucked at basketball and should not have anything to say. And I've probably repeated this several times already on the air. This man, and come closer so you can hear it. This man has every fucking right to respond to anybody, including BAN like Stephen A. Smith. Now, the channel that I got the clip from was from Never Gave Up. It must be some kind of story behind that, but that's the name of the YouTube channel. So if you want to go check that brother's content out, subscribe to that brother. But he was the one. I know you saw his Cash App, his Twitter label or whatever, his Instagram label, and his Twitch label. So, I mean, you want to go check him out on those platforms too. Just rewind it. You can just see, donate this Cash App. But, you know, he obviously posted this with the intention of getting Kwame Brown's name out there, like Joe Brown did. Alfred said, yeah, your message has to get out there a little bit because, you know, Joe Brown belongs to that kind of red pill kind of feel. You know, I kind of like Joe Brown, Judge Joe Brown. And he told this very interesting story while being interviewed by Kwame. He said that when he first got started, getting a job, and, like I guess when the show first started, he went to this party and started dancing with all the ladies and everything. And then one of the ladies approached him. Now, this is during this interview. One of the ladies approached him saying that this guy's trying to offer me $2,000 just to say that you touched me inappropriately. And Judge said he had to go around that whole entire party with every lady he danced with. He said there was some fine ladies in there, and said that he had to get signed statements from all those ladies that he was not touching them inappropriately. See, that's the way the machine takes you down. They take you down with some sexually deviant accusation because guess what? They know that they can do that. They know that if they accuse somebody of something egregious like that, then
woman, she's a grandmother, though she.
If they accuse them of something egregious like that, then it's game over. So it's a goddamn shame that black men have to look over our shoulders like that because there's always somebody trying to take us out. The fact that Joe Brown is on that truth shit, just like Kwame Brown is on that truth shit, they said that, hey, you know what? Once they realize that you're that person, and a lot of this might be the root cause of why a lot of brothers run into trouble when they do tell the truth and when they are, quote unquote, brutally honest. It's a shame. It's sad. It's sad that you have to triple and quadruple the effort to protect yourself just because something might happen to you, like what they tried to attempt on Joe Brown. They went and tried to grab these, like all these ladies that he danced with at that party that night and pay them to say that they were touched inappropriately. Now, if the machine has the power to try to destroy someone like that, imagine it on a much larger scale with a much bigger person. The argument with Bill Cosby was that, oh my God, so many women are coming forward, you know, there's no way he can get out of this. But Judge Joe Brown, interview with Kwame Brown, it's like, God, damn, I just realized both of them got the same last name, and said that there was one exec, and he named the exec in this broadcast. There was one exec that tried to go around paying women to say that they were inappropriately touched by Joe Brown. You don't think that they can find a lot of women and pay them, give them paychecks that's just to ruin someone? This is starting to look like this is a strategy to silence people. Hell, look at Deshaun Watson. Now, for those of you ladies out there that's watching this that have ever been through anything, no, I'm not denying the fact that you had been through something. I'm not victim blaming or anything like that. But when it's lying and destroying somebody, you get no love from me, no sympathy from me. So alrighty then. Let me go ahead and open up this panel. We are almost in our first hour. Oh, we got 30 watching. All right, God, greetings everyone. And as you walk in this mother sucker, please hit that like button. And if it's your first time here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button too. Well, I see YouTube doing that shit again. They always shave a few subs just to make me look like, well, just to discourage me from bringing y'all this truth. But that shit ain't gonna happen. Or that shit is gonna happen. I will. I still got the damn screen share on. And damn. Oh, what up, Loadcast? I see you down there. Loadcast, hurry up and buy. Iman Perry, what's going on? Absolute Payanki Television. What's going on down there, guys? And for those of you who are listening, since 31 of you are in here, I'm gonna go ahead and say it again. Long live the habitual line steppers. Let's open up this fucking panel. All right, and then just for those just for y'all's information that is watching right now, I am broadcasting simultaneously with this channel and my backup channel. You know, if you're a content creator, you want a backup channel, because if you're dealing with very heated topics, that's what you're going to want to do. You're going to ruffle some feathers, and then someone might act like, you done destroyed their world just by saying a sentence. So, all right. Look for it, BMBBH2 and Kev We Trust. And if you're subscribed over here, go over there and subscribe as well. And there's the link. Stoic 1, what's going on? Stoic 1. Yeah. So, I'm going to ask y'all some questions in the chat. Do you share disdain for Stephen A. Smith? Do you think he was wrong for pulling that shit? Or was he just simply responding? Because you can't, responding is really a bad word to use in this case. Responding. You're not responding. You're continuing, because ESPN said he was responding. That's not responding. That's trying to continue some bullshit that you got used to doing. It's a response if he initially said something to you. It's not a response, bro. It's not a response. Not a response. It's trying to maintain your bitch ass position. I don't know that. I ain't gonna sit here and insult people or talk tough or call them bitches or whatever. Like some of y'all out there in YouTube land. Yeah, but I curse quite frequently. Yes, harsh language is used in this program right here. If harsh language isn't for you, then maybe this channel isn't for you. But I know a lot of people that listen to harsh language that don't say it. So, all right, got an answer to my question. Hurry up and buy. Stephen A. Smith, garbage as fuck. Just like Dennis Sperling said, when have you ever known in a reporter respond to a YouTuber? Yeah, but here's the thing about that. Kwame Brown, he's I wouldn't say he was your average YouTuber per se. I wouldn't say that. I would probably say at this point he's a content creator, because he has one of the fastest growing YouTube channels that I have ever seen. He's doubled in size since last week. His channel is growing faster than KS's channel. And don't get me wrong, what KS has done on this platform is phenomenal. You got to give the brother his due. Even if you don't like him or agree with his message, you got to give the brother his due. But Kwame Brown's channel is swelling at a furious fucking rate. So yeah, Kwame Brown is almost he's at last time I checked, he was at 242K subs. I'm at 2.4K subs. So yeah, so everybody support the channel. Tell a friend about it, and shoot me a sub. Help this platform grow, help the habitual line steppers grow. Also, check out my community tab where I post plenty of funny memes. And let me confess to y'all, I make some of them, I don't make all of them. Most of those memes that I post on my community tab, I get off Facebook, because it's a lot of y'all comment I make those memes. No, just a couple of them. Like the real funny ones, I actually get off Facebook. That's why I post them. Them shits are, them shits off the chain. Love that chicken from Popeye. Like, hurry up and buy. It got up to 50K. That broadcast with Judge Joe Brown got up to 50K live viewers. Damn. Damn, KS looking at that shit like, damn. Like, that's a significant number. Well, yeah, 50K people is a lot. That is a significant fucking number. But even if you're proud of the fact that he shattered KS's viewership, ain't none of us really doing nearly what KS is doing. None of us. I mean, it ain't like we can't. It's just that we got to get a few viral moments, and then any one of us can be up there. Any one of us. All you need is a viral moment. I don't know if I want to go viral though. See, it sounds like to me that viral shit is for the birds. Like, for real. Like, would you really want that much attention to come to you? I mean, I know some of y'all probably are in this YouTube thing to be famous. I mean, I'm just like personally me, I just feel like I'm having a little fun. That's all I'm doing right now. If this YouTube thing ain't fun to you, I know it's some work, but if it ain't fun to you, you probably shouldn't be doing it. Stoic, what? You are going to go viral, Kev. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's all good. I mean, sorry. Oh shit, hit me a little bit over here puffing. I mean, it's all good. If I go viral, I go viral. If I don't, I don't. It just seems like when you go viral, that means some special shit done happened. Like, yeah, like KS's "You're Gonna Die Alone" moment, or Kwame Brown like roasting motherfuckers that have been trying to get at him for 20 years. Well, that's been getting at him for 20 years. Cotton Candy, that name looks familiar. That name looks familiar. Hopefully you're not here to cause trouble. Disky Valley, what's going on? Oh, okay. You must be at the earlier in the broadcast. Cutler wasn't given an offensive line. Other than that, you are correct. Okay. Like I said, I'm never the person that pretends to know everything. I'm never the person that pretends to know everything. Let me put it to you like this. For those watching, I'm not that kind of content creator that's going to get super fucking pissed off if you disagree with me. In fact, we all can stand to learn from each other. I know y'all watch certain content creators. Like, I went on a broadcast one time, a content creator got all moist because I disagreed with what he was saying. And the shit that I was disagreeing with was the heavy bullshit that they kept saying about the black manosphere. I mean, you can be as oppositional as you want to the black manosphere. I mean, everyone has their right to their opinion, but what I thought this guy, it wasn't a female, I thought this guy was saying was a bunch of bullshit. It's like, if you're going to make glaring assumptions about someone, then damn, at least ask the nigga. At least ask him, hey, you know what, guy? Do you really think like this? Do you really think that? Let me offer you a different perspective. No, it's the same fucking crying every fucking week. And no, I'm not talking about Taz. Yeah, Taz got some problems of his own from what I see. But there's a couple of these guys around here. And no, I'm not talking about Jerome Whiteside. So if he's watching or I'm not talking about you, guy. Not yet, at least. But but this particular guy was just, I don't know, just belly aching, crying and everything. So I decided to do a regular Kevin thing. I decided to drop kind of a devil's advocate approach. Like, I gave the straight face emoji. And I didn't even really say anything to make this man react the way he did. And maybe I'll play the audio one day. Yeah, I have the audio of that. This dude said I had a cute name. I was like, what? Dude, you sus. But anyway, we were talking about the problem with guys like Stephen A. Smith. Now, we can talk directly about Stephen A. Smith. We can talk directly about Stephen A. Smith, or we can talk about guys like Stephen A. Smith. You know, I don't necessarily like to use the COON word. I don't necessarily like to use it, but I had to face a reality. And I'm all about facing reality. Yeah, like, you know, like some weeks ago, I faced a reality that I was out of shape and I need to get back in the gym and working out again. I've lost a few pounds so far, but I want to get back to the killer level I was at before. Like, it's just, I got to gain that back. You know, it's got to be a desire to, you know, but the acceptance of reality, and that's what goes on in a lot of the breakdown of this space, and acceptance of reality. A lot of us just can't accept reality. Stephen A. Smith. Now, does Stephen A. Smith have a problem with that? Somewhat. I mean, yeah, you have a problem accepting reality if you want to go on a nationally televised network and lie like that. This man says Charlemagne the God did not come from a place of disrespect. The whole intent to dock someone is to disrespect them, is to humiliate them. What was the fucking point in Charlemagne the God doxing that man's family criminal history? Why did he even get involved in the first place? Why did DJ Envy get involved in the first place? You know why? Because they understand that this, and y'all can say what y'all want to say, this YouTube shit is going to take over. This Black Manosphere shit is gaining momentum. And I mean, like I say, I understand brothers critical of the space. I understand brothers that critical of the space. I understand that. But when does the Black Manosphere, or when is the Black Manosphere going to give all the haters mama's cooking? Their version of mama's cooking. Shoot, when are we going to do that? See, I'm on board with that shit. I'm on board with that shit because, like, doxing and humiliation, nah. I'm like, damn, black people can't hate each other that much. And I do speak out against stuff like doxing, but when it happens at a national televised level, that really starts to expose a problem that black people have with black people. It's almost as if we'll stoop to any level to destroy each other. Now, I know people love to hear this gloom and doom talk. They love to hear this whole, they love to hear this whole, oh my God, black people got problems narrative. That's why a lot of these black spaces in YouTube thrive, because the black people got problems narrative. But it wouldn't be a narrative without the existence of actual reality. Remember, I just got through saying that word reality. There's a reality. Then the reality is black people do have problems, and it's spilled over to a national level, which made the environment, which lets me know that the environment is changing for the worst. The more and more of these truth-telling guys that you got out here, the more of these brutally honest guys you got out here, like Kwame Brown, like a lot of the Black Manosphere, like definitely the habitual line steppers, the more and more of these truth tellers are coming out, the worse the environment's going to get. They're going to go to all kinds of levels to shut us up. Trust me, the flagging and the getting channels taken down, that's not working. That obviously isn't working, because how about you take a channel down, the dude starts another channel and gets as big or bigger. G-Man, I need you to have a real, hey G-Man, I'm about to bring you up, but you know, go ahead and introduce yourself. What's going on, G-Man?
Kid, what's up? What you mean, G-Man? It's Gerald, man.
Well, shit, man, I didn't know you became a superhero. Dude, shit. No, see, like, listen up, man. Listen up. It's like this. I heard that a lot of people have been getting kind of photo bombed and dick bombed, and it's happened a couple times on Rogers' channel. Like somebody
Yeah,
turned their
so
camera on and started flashing a dick, and like, what kind of person does that bullshit? Like, so
well,
like, go ahead.
I would say I can answer that. Those are the ones who their mother allowed them to come through that hospital, and they gave all those children those 27 vaccination shots. You must understand these people plan very well, except now their plan is breaking down. Because when you have a guy like Mr. Brown, who's been in the league, didn't say a word, been drugged through the mud for so long. And then you got this teenager who sat back and looked and said, wait a minute, I'm 18 years old. I promised my mother I would take care of her. My brother struggled in the drug game, which, let's be realistic, the American government benefited off the drug game. America would have failed down if they hadn't imported these things themselves. Get it? But now you wake up a spirit, let's just say a spirit like Jesus Christ. That's what y'all say. He's not this humble man. In fact, the man was an ass kicker. Let's be realistic. It's in the book. But now, Kev, Dr. Kev, you uncovered this dude. As they say in the hood, they shouldn't have never got this nigga started. And I don't like to say the word nigga. You shouldn't have woke him up. Now he's telling the truth. And I said this, Kev, they shouldn't have done it because the one person that he's got to cover himself, his name is MJ. Because MJ, he was with MJ, but that's all being cleared up because MJ's brother talked to Mr. Brown. That's squared away. That's squared away. But one thing I know, man, me and you've been on the planet long enough. There's no way they should have dogged that brother out because many men wish they could have made it to the NBA, stayed in that long, and got a retirement check. Because, oh, yeah, when he hit a certain age, that young buck gets a retirement check. They can't say shit. He's successful, and he did right by his mama. He helped his mother to retire. And I'm quite sure if his father alive, him and his father probably still bonding also, bro. Why wouldn't they? They struggle. They
Well,
geechies, bro.
Yeah. I do understand that there's a history behind that, and I'll just say this to some of y'all: you got to watch the quiet ones now.
Yep.
And Kwame Brown is evidence that you got to watch the quiet ones. Period. You gotta be careful with those guys. And this dude was quiet for 20 years and just went on ahead about his, and like. It ain't like he's one of these brothers that's full of shit. He does things in his community. He does. He did like he did. He put his mom in a nice house. He gave his mom the place to do her mama's cooking. And I mean, he helps out. He helps out in his community. And they say he got 2 community centers that they're building in Brunswick, Georgia. If for many of you who like they need to be reminded about Brunswick, Georgia, that's where Ahmaud Arbery got killed. The guy who was chased down and killed by those 3 white men.
That they don't talk about it anymore. They keep throwing George Floyd up in your face, but they continue to forget about that one.
Yes. And Derek Chauvin hasn't even been sentenced yet, has he?
Nope. And it don't even look like them. They playing tricks with us, Kev. They playing tricks with us. But again, they're very pissed off at the manosphere because the manosphere is waking up. Kevin, they did not expect the social media to do this. They didn't expect this to happen, man.
Well, let me tell you something. COVID, like, is like a lot of people turn to, so like people are turning to social media anyway, but spaces like these really gained momentum when COVID happened because a lot of people were at home a lot of the time. and they were on their computers and on their devices watching YouTube. And this, yeah, we're about to take over as new media, whether
Oh
I'm
yes.
involved in it, or not. You know, if something happened with me and I decide not to do YouTube anymore, that doesn't mean anything. This space is taking off.
Yep.
Period. And there's nothing that's being done to stop it. And it's high time. It is high time. There and understand this. It's more than shit talking. Over here is brothers trying to tell you to get your shit right. You
Simple.
know, but you know, we ignore that for the negative. Now, Kwame Brown has had a YouTube channel for a while. Before, like, he didn't just start a YouTube channel and then decide to go off on them dudes. He had his YouTube channel long before then.
I didn't even know that. And yes, I found it out. You're right. He did.
Kwame Brown Bus Life been around for a minute, and some of the talking points that he has actually has, I don't think a lot of us were really well. I mean, Kwame Brown is somebody that's I don't know. He's special. Like if he can say a lot of things that other people can't. I can see that. And
His
on
mama's
that
cooking.
video, yeah. And on that ESPN video that Stephen A. Smith called himself going back at Kwame for all the stuff that Kwame been saying 2 weeks, man, so many people are coming out in support of Kwame Brown. Even
Yes.
in some of the older videos where they tried to drag him, people were still supporting Kwame Brown. They were supporting him. So a lot of this sentiment ain't coming from bandwagonism. You know, I know a lot of people are bandwagon, especially a lot of people that's sub this YouTube channel. I mean, you know, like it or not, it is a bandwagon. But, you know, I give a brother his due. There's something special about this guy. And yes,
his roots, and you're gonna like this because you're from Alabama. His roots run right below you. He's mentioned it before when he says the word Geechee. That's that crew, man. That's that crew that fought the United States government. They fought them because they just wanted basic rights. And I think it was either Andrew Jackson or George Washington. They went down there messing with them people. And them people ended up sending back like about 15,000 troops. They sent back 11 alive. They only had 100 soldiers. Those 100 soldiers lived and they had to run to Mexico. Yeah, because Andrew Jackson or George Washington wasn't letting up. They called them the runaway slaves.
Okay, yeah. Also, it was Geechee Gullah that was defending Hilton Head Island post-slavery. And they had
teach, man, teach them, kid.
And what the government had to do to get control of those spaces back was there was a loyalty of black on black back then, so black wouldn't attack black. Yep. Like, you know, good luck with that shit in 2021. But but they sent black troops to clear those people out, and because they knew they wouldn't fight each other. So really, if you really want to, you know the history of certain now, I actually had a guy that he's on YouTube that he's also Geechee, that actually said that the Geechees were the ones that turned against the black troops. But of course, you'll have to talk to him about that. And I'm not going to mention this YouTuber because he, for the shit that he pulled, fuck that dude. So, okay. But yeah, I mean, Geechee has a very deep history, and yep. I suggest people do their research, because it's like, whereas this one guy tried to put a bad taste in my mouth about Geechee, Kwame Brown, really kind of turned some of that stuff around.
There you go. He's a good guy, yeah. Man. He's a damn good guy. I just appreciate, I'm always proud when any brother can accomplish something like that. And we talk about a 17-year-old coming out of high school, getting drafted into the NBA, and the NBA is afraid because now he's telling the truth about the fact that Washington was supposed to trade him to Chicago. Chicago and Jordan them had a problem. Washington, they blocked that trade. And thus, we have all these stories that young man is holding inside of him that even the NBA is hoping that they suppress him. They don't want him to talk because remember, Kev, in the National Basketball Association is a brand. You can't mess with the brand, but the brand now has a thorn in its side. That thorn is called Kwame Brown, and I think he just did an interview with Judge Joe Brown because my partner up here been calling me all day. He said, dude, you got to listen to it. Him and Judge Joe Brown is exposing everything. So Judge Joe Brown, I hope you listening. You should come on the Habitual Line Stepper show. They would love to have you, man. Love to.
Well, I mean, like I like to have anybody of notoriety on this show, man. Seriously, I would love to talk to them. I'm interested in talking to quite a few people that might have, broken that glass ceiling at one point or another. But like I said, the environment, as the truth tellers increase, the environment gets worse. And it's just that the black manosphere, at some point or another, for some reason, the black manosphere took center stage. And it's just like these are a bunch of brothers that are telling the truth about their experience. And like, even if you minus all the weirdo shit and the bitterness that goes on on some of the channels, you still got a bunch of guys that are just telling the truth about what they feel like, where they feel like we need to be. And some of it is relationship, some of it is financial, but it's all kinds of things to look for in this space. And one thing that I will try to avoid doing in the future is painting a group with the same brush, because I do feel like that black men are being painted with the same fucking brush, of negativity. And, and when you are in fact a truth teller, like, you're probably going to get shit happen to you, like doxing and, which I don't like. Like I said, I don't get why a black person would dox another black person unless your intent is to humiliate. I don't and it's like all of the vitriol, especially coming from like males. Like, I would almost expect all of that stuff coming from females, but males, come on. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Kev, you was born into it. It's like the Black Boule. Remember, everyone thinks that Uncle Tom is the bad guy, but it wasn't Uncle Tom. He was the good guy. It was the guy, brother named Sambo. He turned his back on him. I could also talk about, and y'all have to figure this out when I say the nation. I ain't saying no more. I could just say Malcolm X. Look what happened. Look what they even turned their back even on King, because y'all can figure this out. Like we said, we got to keep it clean, but the signs are there. Oh my God, the sign. Even Hannibal. I heard the story about Hannibal is that one of his own generals turned his back on him. So I don't know if it's the goal they give or the thing of wanting to be the main character, like what Abernathy did with King. So I don't know it. They're afraid of people like Kwame. Shit, they're afraid of Habitual Line Steppers for telling the truth. Shit, they are.
Hey, they can be afraid of me till they shit their pants. I ain't gonna stop saying what I'm gonna say. But I don't know, man. I'm just kind of looking over this YouTube feed. Some of you niggas out there are just A1 fucking pathetic.
What they say.
Like, no. I'm just saying, man. It's just like I said, truth tellers always run into problems. And it's funny that I was just about to mention this air of stupidity. A lot of people it's because you mentioned that word boule.
Yep.
A lot of people are saying since Kwame Brown all of a sudden is getting this huge popular push that he is a distraction from something else. You know how we do.
No.
Some of us leave them tinfoil hats on a little bit too long, and we get
right.
It's just like we walking around a nuclear plant or somewhere like around Mr. Burns and Smithers or some shit. Like, I don't know. Some of us need to calm that shit down. It's like just because somebody all of a sudden gains popularity does not mean that it's the Illuminati or is the Boule. Although I do believe that the underworld organizations exist. You can't say too much about them because you're on these platforms,
right?
Yeah, and so I mean, Kwame Brown, yet another black man that someone's going to have a problem with, and it seemed like a certain content creators started to have a problem with him just because he's a black man is getting more attention than them.
The only thing that understands, because I had this debate with T, I wish he would come up on the show, is that all of this trickled down. It started with Stephen A. Smith. Then it went to Becky with the good hair and Steven Jackson, and then Charlemagne the God, and it just looked like it passed all the way down. And all of a sudden, he just got triggered. He said, "Wait a minute! So y'all gonna pick on a teenage guy?" And I was in the league, and people continue to forget he spent like over 10 years in the league, $63 million. You think that Geechee blew that money? Y'all got to be kidding me. He's been out of the limelight.
But see, with a young man who has grown up under his circumstances, what do you think people would stereotypically expect from someone like him? They probably expect him to go crazy with the money, spend his money on all kinds of women, do all kinds of drugs, get into all kinds of trouble until he shits his life up. He didn't do that.
He didn't. Again, Kev, $63 million. He stayed out of the limelight. I think he has his own trucking company. Yeah. The young brother, just like I said, they poured this gasoline on the wrong ant. They just poured it.
Hey, Blu-ray. Blu-ray. Who's saying that Jordan started something? Here's the one thing I said. I said that when Jordan picked him to be number one, I mean, Jordan picked him out of fear that someone else was going to pick him. So that's why he drafted him number one. It wasn't necessarily his fault that Kwame Brown got the treatment that he got. But when you number one in anything, that there's an expectation that's already there. So if Kwame Brown was picked 22-23, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not so much blaming Jordan. Kwame Brown, he explained his story with Jordan, but his focus ain't Michael Jordan. No, his focus ain't Jordan. His focus is them fuck niggas. So I get it. I get it. So I mean, if that clears things up for you, Blu-ray, or if that's what you meant by that comment, but I'm on Michael Jordan's side. I was on that bullshit for a long time about Michael Jordan. Oh, well, he funded private prisons, and all the other stuff. But when you in fact find out that was another Michael Jordan never did that. And everybody will sit up there and debate me under the damn table until they're blue in the face that Michael Jordan has contributed to private prisons. I mean, I already saw the picture of the white man named Michael Jordan that did that. I already saw that. I think it's stupid the way black people treat Michael Jordan. He ain't saying nothing about them niggas shooting and killing up them kids for his shoes.
He has no control of that.
He ain't got no control over that. Raise your kids right. What can we give your kid the idea to go and shoot somebody over a pair of sneakers?
Hey, Kev.
I mean, but this, granted, this was back in the early 80s. This was back in the mid 80s.
Before it was Michael Jordan tennis shoes, it was starter jackets. How you guys forget that? How y'all forget that one? It was starter jackets at first.
Remember Michael Jackson Thriller jackets?
Yep.
Like I went to a Catholic school in second grade, and they wouldn't allow the kids to wear the jackets to school because the kids across the street would steal from them. Would pull like there were hoods back in the back of the schools, and then like the kids went to schools across the street, and then they dumbass buddies that dropped out would always come to the campus trying to mess with the girls and fight the dudes. Like we had a couple of incidences where kids got Michael Jackson jackets in my city, and they were held at knife point. Yeah, they were doing knife point back then, and took the jackets. So they banned the jackets from the school. Because and I mean because I remember one kid in my class came up with his red Michael Jackson Thriller jacket on. Teacher took it from him. You can get it after. You can get it when you go home. Because and it wasn't that they were trying to be dicks and assholes. It was the safety of the children. Did anyone ask Michael Jackson to come forward about his jackets, about kids killing each other and robbing each other over his jackets? No, they didn't. Starter jackets, I'll give you an example of a sports team, the Los Angeles Raiders. Remember that? Remember how the Gangster Disciples wore the Los Angeles Raiders paraphernalia?
And nobody else could wear it. Yeah. Yep.
And nobody else could wear it except the gang members. I want a Los Angeles Raiders hat because NWA was rocking them. And my parents were like, nah, that's gang stuff. No, you can't do that. They might jump on you. And the sad part about it is, if you weren't Gangster's Disciple, they jumped on you for it.
Yeah.
That's our stuff. I said, motherfucker, them images belong to the NFL. They don't belong to you. But it really wasn't nothing you can say.
Which goes right back to those starter jackets. That's when a lot of that crap started happening. The starter jackets. That's when a lot of things happening.
But starter made by white people, right?
Right? And they never got accused. They never got accused.
So ain't nobody go to starter. Hey y'all, they're killing kid killing each other with starter jackets. You need to release a statement or something. No. Michael Jordan had no control over what them kids were doing over his sneakers. The one point that I'm trying to make is y'all need to raise y'all kids not to rob people over shit. Yeah.
You know
what's going on? Alonzo Hall. Shout out to Alonzo Hall. MJ, the basketball player, did not contribute to private prisons, and that's just
nope.
And I just got through explaining that, and then ignorant dudes want to hang on to that. Yeah, it was him. It was him. He'll sell out. He sold out his race. Fuck that nigga. I was like, you know what? A lot of that comes from Gerald. A lot of that comes from jealousy for the man's success.
Well, it goes back to
that man is a sports team owner. He's a sports owner and an entrepreneur that employs black men. He don't need to tell you all that shit. He don't need to explain himself.
True.
Shit, the people judging him might need to explain themselves a little bit more than he does.
True. True. Get no argument here, man.
I tell you one though, I couldn't stand Jordan during his prime. I wanted to see him lose so bad. I want to see him lose. I don't know, man.
You know what? I was having this conversation with a young guy because if you look at the generations, and now I'm gonna switch the topic. Everybody wants to say that Jordan.
Oh, you want to switch the topic? Okay.
Because what you're saying about you couldn't stand Jordan, and what you said about how the people act, and it's somehow people just. It seems like us as people, we just can't think. And Dennis Rodman wrote this in his book, how they gonna sell the game to us. Let me be realistic with y'all. Jordan is not and will never be the best basketball player because in each generation, there's great basketball players. Now, my ass is so old that I had the chance to see Bill Russell in his prime. Boston Celtics. I also had the opportunity to see somebody that was better than Jordan when Jordan was in college. His name was Len Bias. He whooped their ass with Kenny Smith, Sam Perkins, James Worthy, and Jordan, and he jumped past them. You cannot overlook what they sold us. Kev, I'm so old that they asked the only top-selling tennis shoe at that time was fucking Chuck Taylor's. Not Nike.
Yeah,
Chuck Taylor's.
Yeah, I remember Chucks. Yeah, I remember that.
$12.50, bro. So you got to give them credit. They know so much about us. So much that they knew how to market that shit to us. They knew what to do. And they did it. And we still, to this day, haven't woken up until now, till you get some Geechee guy who played in the NBA, who then came out and spoke even politics. I'm like, oh shit. They shouldn't have got this dude started, man. He'll tell you about the sitting in VP and the prayers and saying, this is what we should do to be helping the youth. A person like me, I'm an example for the youth. What are you talking about? I came in the league, I played it, I got a retirement, I took care of my mother. And you want to throw me under the bus for doing that? Really? I'm like, oh shit, should have got him started. That's when I said, MJ's quiet. They better cover that up quick because MJ's a brand. Guess what happened? They covered it up. MJ brother got in contact with him. Let's put this to rest right now. And it was put to rest. That's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. Hey, Kev, I got to make a run. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I'm going to try to get back while you're still talking, man. And some of you brothers who have opinions, he left the link down there. Y'all must be scared to come up. Come up and voice your opinion, especially about Michael Jordan in the prison. Go ahead. I mean, Kev's got a good ear. Besides, this is the best show. It's 3 of them, habitual line steppers. This is the first bunch of guys that allowed the public to come on their panel and speak. And Kev, I don't think y'all know that. Nobody else did that. Not even Crispy. He didn't do that at first. You guys opened up the channel for people to come and voice their opinion. And I commend you and bow to you. Y'all still doing a fabulous job, man. Fabulous.
Thanks, Gerald. Thanks, but I think people were doing panels, but I don't know.
Y'all was the first though. Like I said, you guys were the first though. I know they doing it, but you guys were the first. Before that was Dennis Sperling, that was you. That was you. Because y'all been doing this for about 3-4 years now. So I got to give credit what credit's due, man. I got to give credit what credit's due. Got to. Can't take that from you guys.
Gerald.
All right, man.
All right, Gerald. I'll let you later, man. Thanks for coming by. Yeah. Now that was Gerald. Really good guy. I mean, he was actually in my Facebook group, for a long time. But boy. And yeah, the comment that he also made about the whole people must be scared to come up here and oppose me. I don't really think I have that hostile an audience, or at least I'm not to the viewership that, would have a lot of trolls and a lot of hostile disagreeers or whatever. But then again, it's like, I don't mind those guys being here at all. So, I saw Y Skinner Man Cave in the chat earlier. Shoot, what's going on? But Blu-ray, he said, no, I'm gonna disagree some. There's that Bias was better than Mike. Bias was gifted, no doubt, though will not deny that. Blu-ray, look, like I said, man, you're allowed to disagree, man. You tune in enough times, it's not like you some huge troll or anything like that. I mean, like, most of my audience have been respectful people. They have, and I don't. And I mean, we can always agree to disagree. I mean, I understand. Like I'll put it to you this way: things were a lot more hostile for me on Facebook. I'll put it to you that way. I don't face near the hostility I face over there. But I got a super chat from the Roger Report. Long live the habitual line steppers. Jordan is the greatest. That includes Bill Russell, Lynn Bias. Unfortunately, didn't live long enough to make a case for himself. Jordan has always been a class act. That is Chicago native, the Roger Report. Yeah, we're gonna have that Jordan conversation. But like I said, in his prime, I remember wanting to see anyone take down Jordan, and it just did not happen. I had a lot of straight disappointed faces, a lot of games Bulls played, because I don't know, man. I don't know. I was just like, I don't know. For some reason, I was an underdog guy, but I would take nothing away from Jordan. But thanks for that super chat. Really appreciate it. That's my habitual line stepper brother, by the way, which could mean, and just think about that. If you mess with him, you're also messing with me. So, so that's how that goes, and that goes for Donnie, and that goes for Sister George, which Sister George has been in this space like as far as the manosphere. I think that she has a bigger rapport than I do. But same thing goes for her. You mess with her, you mess with me. You mess with Darth Skater, you mess with me. And that's just how it's going to be. So once again, long live the habitual line steppers. Just been scrolling across the screen throughout the almost the entirety of the show. So all right. I'm gonna drop this link one more time. And if somebody doesn't come up, I'm going to probably drop down. Yeah. Because I don't know, I've pretty much expressed what I'm going to express here. My issues with Stephen A. Smith. No, I would tell you, I can even tell you from my own personal perspective why I wouldn't go with Stephen A. Smith. You know, number one, I'm not going to flip. I'm not going to flip. If it takes me some learning, and if there is a change in my opinion, I will hopefully thoroughly explain it by then. But, you know, Stephen A. Smith is somebody who flip-flop a little bit too much for me. I mean, he really does. A lot of us brothers, we have the opportunity to get up here on these platforms, and, you know, we have the opportunity to change the world. We have the opportunity to speak on issues with a much greater reach than most, but we squander that opportunity. Now, I'm not going to absolve the sisters, because I know a lot of you guys out there like to absolve the sisters, and you really use, and a lot of brothers, and I'm going to tell this truth, a lot of brothers use black women to virtue signal and attack other brothers. But when I say this, I'm telling the truth. When black females get the opportunity to use these platforms to change the world, they rather go in on black men. They rather do like everyone else. They rather do like people like Stephen A. Smith. So, yeah. So what I just did was I just presented a commonality with Stephen A. Smith and females. Females do the shit Stephen A. Smith do. Flip their position all the goddamn time. Gaslight. Act like they're not really doing anything, or they're not really saying anything that's harmful. You know. But with all due respect, Stephen A. Smith has been successful. And, you know, as far as our code as blacks, I'm not supposed to hate on that. I'm not supposed to hate on that. But, I mean, shit, life isn't fair, and he hated on Kwame Brown for 20 years, so fuck him. Anyway, okay. Let's see here. All right. So 41 likes. Awesome. That is awesome stuff. Thank you. Thank you very much for the likes. But if you're in here, you haven't pressed like on this video, please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Or if you want to, hit that dislike button. Shoot, dislikes are just a part of reality. You know, how many social media websites you wish had dislike buttons? I know some of y'all wish Facebook had a bunch of dislike buttons. Because there's a lot of these posts around here that, you know, people can say that they dislike or whatever. It's ridiculous. But you know, but a lot of people, they just care about pacifying feelings or whatever. Low cast. Oh, there he is again. Cough, elbow, cough, elbow, cough. I wonder what that means. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna give this thing a few more minutes, and then I am going to do a final statement. Yeah. So, yeah, what do y'all think of brothers who all of a sudden gain popularity, but our people start saying bullshit like that? They're Illuminati, they're Boule, they're popular for a reason. It's a distraction from something. Do you think these are the kind of people that sit up there and watch C-SPAN all the time? Like when these little things like these Michael Jackson scandals used to come out, just check out C-SPAN and watch how many pay raises that your local politician gives themselves. But I don't think this is like this is if this is all anything, if this is anything at all, if this is anything at all, it's entertainment, to say the least. And if you look at it, it's not really a distraction. It's really something you can learn from. But we as a people, we go with our lesser minds a lot. Too much, as a matter of fact. Conspiracy theorist. Yeah. Like, one thing that these conspiracy theorists hasn't factored in, and it's like I told someone else about when, when you start talking about things like socioeconomic conditions, a lot of people don't factor in two words: human choice. Human fucking choice. Now, let me tell you how it plays into this situation. Nobody has to watch Kwame Brown. No one. Ain't nobody gotta watch this man say what he say. Nobody has to watch Kevin Samuels. But somewhere along the way, there was a human choice being made. And people suggest, subliminal messaging and hypnotic suggestion. The only thing that black people are hypnotized by a lot of these times is fuckery. Is massive fucking fuckery. Fuck, fuckity, fuck, quoting Negan from the comic book of The Walking Dead. Fuckity, fuck. Fuckery. We love fuckery. We love drama. And, Kwame Brown clapping on them dudes was straight fuckery. He told massive truths, but it was fuckery nonetheless. It was good fuckery. Not all fuckery is bad fuckery. Ain't no conspiracy theorists. Please start giving people the credit for intelligence, because not giving people the credit for intelligence is what's got us in these conversations in the first goddamn place. To got all these conflict, all this so-called gender war bullshit. I guess, or as I like to call it, a war of ideas. We have got to admit we love fuckery. For those of y'all sitting up here talking about conspiracy theories, it's really bullshit. It really is. It comes from an air. It comes from an air of jealousy because you see somebody getting so much attention. Let me tell you something. The two top people in black YouTube right now are black men. The two top people in black YouTube are black men. And this is outside of the entertainment wing. People like RDC World One and Tyrone Magnus. Or tech guys like Marquise Brownlee. I don't care if he's dating a white girl, he's still black. Some of y'all gonna get mad. Oh, he don't understand his community. Okay, guys. He's still black, though. He's still gonna run into the same black problems. Just because he's not putting a fist in the air doesn't mean that he doesn't know he's black. But the two biggest names in black YouTube right now is Kwame Brown and Kevin Samuels. That's just the way it is. Oh, look. What's going on, Cass? Low
Hey, what's
Cass.
going on, bro? I'll show you a
Not
little
too
love
much.
tonight. How you been?
Hey, I'm good, man. Turn your YouTube down in the background, sir. I can hear the feedback.
Oh, what's up?
All right, so what's going on,
Is
man?
that better? Is it still playing
You still
loud?
not turning it down.
Oh, shit. That should work now.
Okay.
All right, I just wanted to say I've been kind of peeping what's been going on lately. I think the best way for a lot of brothers to look at it is look. You know, it's the end of an era for some people. You know, things are changing. You know, I was surprised to hear. You know, it's funny because I remember the situation. I remember when he had first came out, and he was a disappointment. Now, I was never kept track of what was going on in basketball at the time. But after he had come out, I'm like, I recognize this guy. I looked over him, started doing a little research. I'm like, you know what? I think I see why this guy may have been like what you would call a flop in the NBA. And part of that is, dare I say it, being an outspoken man. Being young and willing to protect yourself, willing to say what's on your mind. People don't like that. Especially not from us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably what kind of messed his career up. But when you go to look at it, dude, he could have stayed right where he was at for 12 years. But I kind of put two and two together based on him moving around from supposedly 7 teams where he spent the majority of his time with 2 teams. You started to notice something, that the fact of the matter is the dude was trying to escape something. That's what it started looking like when you look at the track record. I'm not getting a good deal here. Let me go somewhere else and see if I can get a better deal. And it was you could see after a while that it wasn't working out. After the Lakers, after he played for the second after the Lakers, you could kind of see what was downhill from that point. And he just went on ahead and just left the NBA from that point. But my point to say all of everything and make it all make sense to anybody out there is, look, guys, as black men, it's your time. It's written in the cards at this point. When you start to see him come, when you see a guy like this come out, right, who's who's relatable, has some experience out, who has experience, and then you see Judge Gerald Brown come on, you're like, okay, I see where this is all really going. This is black men. This is the future. The future is black men, and what you're starting to see, the very thing that some of us don't want to have to admit, is that you're gonna have to challenge those other guys, and that's what it's coming down to. I just didn't think it was going to be this fast, but I would promise you, I would, if I had to put a number behind it, probably between now and the next 5 to 6 years, it's going to be a serious confrontation with them. Any thoughts?
I agree. I'm taking feedback from you, man. I'm gonna have to say it. Hear myself twice.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and drop off. I don't know what's up with this thing, but thanks for having me on.
Hey, no problem, Lopez. Come back sometime. You come back some other time, man. All right. And yeah, he brought up some good points. It's black men, it's your time, and don't fuck it up. That's all I can say. I'll see you back up here, Gerald.
Yeah. I took care of that. But as the guy was saying, I heard this guy who used to play with Boston and Memphis. I think his name is Allen. And he told the truth about Kwame. Kwame is from that new school, except what they were doing now, Kwame was doing then. But when Kwame played with Jordan, you cannot name me one center or one guy that was shooting threes. And by the way, Roger, I did read your comment about Lynn Bias. Let me just tell you, man, you better get a Band-Aid for them Chicago Bulls. You're going to be down a long time. You better be glad you got a good quarterback for the Chicago Bears. Yeah, let's talk the Bears. Roger might come up now, kid, just to defend the Bulls.
The Bears. Yeah.
But I also had a chance to read what Blu-ray said about and said that Bill Russell didn't have skills. See, that's the most amazing thing about people who are born late into the world and didn't see what I had to see. I can tell you now, if Earl of Pearl Monroe and Walt Frazier was in this era with those skills that they had back then, y'all wouldn't be able to mess with them 6'3" and 6'4" guards. It's impossible because they had body weight and they were physical. Now you can't touch Steph Curry, just to switch that problem. The reason why Steph Curry is that good, you can't hand check him. You can't grab their jersey. You touch him, immediate foul. Just like wide receivers. Wide receivers in football, it used to be bump and run all the way down the field. Now you can only touch a wide receiver in 5 yards, and you got to let him go. And you can't hold somebody that's jerky. This is why Lamar Jackson is so damn good at quarterback, because it's hard to you can't stop speed. Just like you can't stop what's coming that came at Stephen A. Smith. Becky with the good hair. Charlemagne the God. You can't stop that heat. It's coming. It's really coming, man. And I still say it. I am proud of that young man. 63 million. He shut his mouth. And I didn't say he's not going to get a retirement. I said when he gets of age, because of him spending 12 years in the league, when he turned a certain age, he will be getting that retirement check, that pension. That's his shit. He put his time in the league, y'all. He go get that retirement check. Sorry. Just like Jordan get that side check. Jordan gets that check. Yep. Just like taxes. They put their time in, they get their shit back. And then you mentioned something about hate, and you said it was fuckery. I tell you, man, if Kev, if we knew ourselves and we knew about ourselves, know ourselves, bro, it's dangerous for the world that if we as people stop bickering with each other and pull ourselves together. That's dangerous, bro. That is so dangerous, because think about it, Kev. Think about all the cultures you've seen that has come into the neighborhood and got money. Got money, man. I'm talking about, bro, they right now selling eyelashes. How the fuck you make money off eyelashes? How? That's some of the craziest shit I ever thought. What happened to nature? And at one time, the sisters were good looking, didn't need no makeup, just drop dead gorgeous. Now they're trying to hide something with CoverGirl and all the deception. So if we as men and we as women, we don't know who ourselves, we're always going to be walking in circles. And when somebody like you or Blu-ray or anybody who tries to come along and educate and say, why don't you take a look at this? Oh, nigga, I don't want to see that. I'm like, all right. There's nothing you can say if a person don't want to know themselves. It's impossible. Possible to even grow.
Yeah. Gotta be willing to grow.
True. This is why it's so important for the young adults to know who they are. It is very important, because church is not going to give it to you. Church is just going to keep begging for money. Just like welfare and child support. Gimme. You know, I know. It's a lot to take in, man. It's a lot.
It actually is.
It's a lot to take in. It's a lot. And you can't even be worried about today, because tomorrow has enough problems coming at you. So you got to even be prepared for the next day, and then the next day. But they're fearing us because they say, shit, they're at least talking. He said, we still got them. And you said it right. The top 2 people on YouTube, that's like 2 horses in the race, 2 men. Kevin Samuels and Mr. Brown.
And let me tell you something. Kwame Brown actually has given props to Kevin Samuels and Tommy Sotomayor.
Yes, he did.
Kwame Brown actually did an interview with Tommy Sotomayor about a year ago.
I didn't know that. I just saw that. Yeah.
Yeah. So they've been like, Kwame Brown been like, he's been on YouTube long enough, and before this whole viral thing even happened, he was still like saying some real shit. You know, trying to get
Facts.
trying to get our people to wake up, basically.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Trying to get our people to open that third eye and see that there are a lot of this strange shit that goes on in the media is put there to influence you in a way that you cannot be productive for your own people. Especially because see, a lot of these people don't like to tackle the whole race issue when it comes to these kind of conspiracy theory things, but you have to wonder, why is there such a large fucking effort to silence black men?
Come on, Kev. Take a
like,
shot at it, Kev. Take a shot.
Like, cause like, first of all those sports commentators, man, like he was saying, like, they always going at black men and they don't really support black men unless, and I'll disagree with that to a very, very, very small extent. Very small enough to say, hey, well, they gave Jordan his props. They gave Shaq his props. They gave people like Kenny Smith and Charles Barkley jobs. I mean, stuff like they could always use us to keep the kind of the entertainment going. And, they used us to, because it's like, they can't come out there and, like, they'd rather see Charles Barkley talking about a basketball game or Kenny Smith talking about a basketball game than some fat ass piece of shit that's collecting all the money talk about that basketball game. But when you stray away from that kind of thing, when you don't so much rely on punching a clock like those guys do, and you speak the way you want to speak, and you live, because Kwame Brown, like, yeah, he, like Low Cav was saying, it didn't work out from team to team, but, if he had his audio straight, I'd have told him, well, despite all of that, he still came away with $63 million. So,
I'm sorry, Kev, but that spells success to me. That's successful.
That's success. I mean, shit. Like, if I had $63 million, I would call that a success. Like, some people won't see $2 million in their lifetime. So
how about 200,000? How about 200,000?
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it from a fan standpoint, Kwame Brown doesn't have a ring. He doesn't have a ring. I mean, he can buy a ring, but not the ring, not the NBA championship ring. And so
True.
what? This guy's a leader in this community because of the things that he's been through. So, it's like, not all heroes wear capes. not all basketball players, good guys that are basketball players have to have that doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't even know why I tried that. But it's like, but right now you're forced to look at Kwame Brown the man, not Kwame Brown the basketball player.
True.
And shout out. I gave Y Skinner Man Cave a shout out earlier. I don't know if you exactly heard it, but there he is right there. What's going on, Ra L? Ra L is a very elaborate speaker, and his closing statement on Rogers broadcast today, I was like, wow. Like,
Robbie going in, man.
Yeah. Rael came from a very knowledgeable place today. So I was like, wow, great shit. And what up, Black Light Revelations 2? What's going on, brother? Yeah, we sit up here talking about Kwame Brown. And, and she's probably about to wrap this up here in a little bit. And I will say this, like I say every show, somebody else comes up, I'll stay up a little bit longer. But it's like, I'm about to wrap this up here in a little bit. So, about the whole manosphere blowing up thing. He said, the manosphere is going to blow up, is going to take root, maybe some kind of mainstream impact without it so much being mainstream. Do you think the black manosphere going mainstream would mess it up?
Yeah, because then you got CBS, NBC, and ABC want to control it, and they're going to have their own pawns speaking, which will push the small guys out like you. In fact, if you want to look at the chessboard, they will grab somebody like Kevin Samuels and bring him up because of
And I
the
mean,
way he dressed. Go ahead.
and that's cool, and that's cool. And I will feel like it was no slight to me. Uh, when like let me put it like this: when I created that Facebook group, I expected it. The biggest number I expected that group to become was 5,000,
Shoot, man, you
and
crazy.
that group grew to almost 30,000 now because of the QAnon conspiracy and all that
Yep.
bullshit.
Yep.
Like, they had to take our numbers back down because there was a lot of profiles that still did not accept it into the group. And then, people weren't coming in and people were leaving and all this other shit. So, I mean, but the group itself did more than I had ever expected it to do. Like, it really did. And hey, I could always look back on that time, but it's YouTube takes it to another level. And not like it ain't like this is the biggest thing going for me. It could be something extremely great if I stay at it. If I don't give up, because I'm not giving up. I don't want to give up. And it's like, I think this is just some fun shit to do. I just look at YouTube that way. But as far as the Black Manosphere going mainstream, I think that, it will kind of ruin it because now you got to answer to someone. Now they're going to try to put a cap on a lot of the things that this space says. Now, if it could go mainstream without all these rules and regulations and trying to put the onus on brothers to say what I'd rather you say what I want you to say than instead of speaking your truth. If it wasn't like that, then it probably would be completely okay for the whole Black Manosphere itself to go mainstream. But if it does go mainstream, it's probably not going to be that big. It probably will be like just like a few people with the gift, as I like to call it. And I mean, like Kevin Samuels, he does more than qualify for that. He does. I mean, one day he's going to have to do a little forward thinking and like, hey, how far do I want to go with this? How far? And if it'll make me into a millionaire many times over, then
He's gonna go. He's gonna go.
I feel like, hey, whatever is best for his life, whatever he decides, what he wants to do, hey, that's on him. As far as I go, like, I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, cool. This channel can become bigger. Black men, being brutally honest, can become a way of life if life ever necessitated it. Because it's like this: one of the gargantuan reason why I even came up with this name and created the Facebook group and to come to YouTube, so Black men can regain our momentum in this society as these communities leaders. Because it's like that we let stupid shit push us out the way. I'm not around here making baby mamas. I'm not around here creating baby mamas. I'm not doing that. So that kind of goalpost move doesn't work on me. But there's a lot of bitter people out here who want to silence Black men. Now, Facebook before QAnon, like, number one, I was a straight savage. Like, I used to get posts shut down in other Facebook groups because I was so on the motherfuckers about being stupid. Like, seriously, I do not like the displays of stupidity that sometimes that we show ourselves. But what happens is, if the group owners are like females and simps, any Black man that opposed them would be thrown out the group, blocked, banned. If they were adamant enough, block, ban, that guy is toxic. So I was like, well, this is not an even playing field. So I wanted to make a Facebook group that and I wanted to make a movement. I don't want to say so much movement. I just wanted to make a Facebook group that gave Black men a level playing field. I mean, the chicks the females and the simps, they can still say what they want. They
True.
can still say
I
what they
think
want, but you're going to get but fucking with me, you're going to get an answer.
yes, and you know what? Black Life Revelation said the perfect thing. Basically, let's create our own. That is their biggest fear. Their biggest fear is it's like Black Wall Street. Remember the hate that this country had for us, Black Life, was the fact that Tulsa, Oklahoma was doing good on their own. Asheville, North Carolina was doing good on their own. Harlem, we could keep going. South Carolina, Houston had a little Black Africa. Even when I grew up, I seen that black dollar spent with black dollars. Their hate for that, that's why they did what they, before there was an Iraq, we was at Iraq. They dropped them damn bombs and them cartels on us, and then got the freaking audacity to say, well, we don't owe y'all nothing. That's why, man, I look at them. They are so full of shit. I said they are so full of shit, and they keep us entertained, which, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I enjoy the entertainment, but I would never let the truth go. I enjoy basketball. I enjoy football. I enjoy talking to Noah's to Rod that the Chicago Bulls suck. I love that. New York Giants too. They suck too. Whoever the New York Giant fan, y'all done too. Y'all. So is the New Orleans Saints. We done too because we should have drafted Lamar Jackson. So I'm done with their ass. Should have got the brother. We should have got his ass. But when the entertainment doesn't work anymore, you know, that's going to be a problem because you can't keep us occupied in your bullshit. And back to Kevin Samuels. If they drop that kind of load of wad on him, that load of cash, you bet you believe you, Kev, he's going to have to answer to somebody. He's going to lose his voice. He's going to lose that voice, and he has to answer.
You know the inherent fear in all of us black men. And I'm just going to go and tell you right now, it's like we have this fear because all of our leaders were often silenced. They were either silenced or destroyed and then silenced.
Say it again.
Yeah, Malcolm X, silenced.
Yes.
Medgar Evers, silenced.
Khalid Muhammad, silent. You know,
Huey Newton, silence. Fred Hampton, and
silence.
And yeah, and it's like we had this fear, and our mothers have this fear. You know, it's like, you know, my oh God, my mother. She used to
say it.
She would wonder why I would speak the way I did, and I love my mother. She only wanted what was best for me.
Yep.
She didn't want me going out there getting myself hurt because of shit that I said.
Same here with my grandmother. Same here.
That's because she was in that era. She watched many of black people, including black men, get maimed and murdered for speaking their minds. And it was kind of like PTSD that way, you know. So any truth any of us told was always going to be attacked. That's the deal. That's part of the deal. So all these attacks, you see Kwame Brown undergoing rather. All these attacks Kevin Samuels get. We can even go back to Tommy Sotomayor days. All the times he used to get attacked and doxxed, and people have attempted to humiliate him. Tariq Nasheed, same thing.
Yep.
If you look at every black man that has gone against the grain just to tell the truth of his people, there's something that has happened along the way.
Yep.
That during his stint or whatever. In fact, that Glitchgate thing, that Glitchgate thing with Kevin Samuels, like that could have been easily explained. I mean, I could clearly see what was going on. And and people like just, oh, there's a dude in his bed. That's his bedroom. Look at the color of it's possible. Like he's using eCam. Though the color of his walls in his show are the same color as the walls in his bedroom. God damn it, he's gonna be gay whether you like it or not.
Yep.
It's like shit. The difference between back then and now. Back then, it was
no social media.
Overt WS. In present day, it's covert WS.
Ow.
Overt versus covert.
Hey,
like,
Black Life. I'll be to cut you off, Raj, but Black Life, you should come up. Man, Black Life throwing bricks just like you, bruh. They want to control us. They want to control us.
Yeah,
that's what they want to do.
He fucks with Professor Black Truth also. Yeah, I used to listen to Professor Black Truth back in the day. I gotta hunt that man channel down again because like I remember I used to be one of those guys that would watch YouTube channels but never subscribe to them. Like I didn't understand the importance of a subscription. Now people I listen to, I subscribe to them. Even some people I disagree with, I subscribe to. I'm subscribed to Cynthia G. I don't like nothing the bitch say, but I'm subscribed to her. Come on, man. Like, come on, man. For real. I know. Like, if I was saying the shit about, like, if I was saying half that shit is about black women and Cynthia G was saying about black men, somebody had been sent some anthrax to my house in the mail. Come on now. Like, it's
hey, Kev, you could have a girl can have an accident. Somehow there's no men around. It will be our fault. Wait a minute. What is even around? It'll be our fault. You know what I'm saying? But why wasn't
no black man riding in the car with her?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I remember when that girl, Nia Wilson, that I don't know, this was like about 2 or 3 years ago. There was a girl named Nia Wilson. She like this guy that just got out on parole on good behavior for some reason decides that he wants to go to a train, a monorail train, and stab 2 black girls. They were sisters. The one of them died. Her name was Nia Wilson. Like not even 2 days later, some simp comes out of nowhere and said because of her death, it's black men's fault that her blood was on our hands.
My God.
And of course the women were gonna applaud the guy. Oh my God, you're so right. Oh, black women are so unprotected. You're so right. God damn. You know what wasn't happening? The narrative that a white man killed 2 black women.
Just totally overlooked that part.
Overlooked the fuck out of that shit. This is what the fuck I'm talking about. The massive stupidity that we display. This guy wanted to simp because this guy, like, okay, I am in no way, shape, or form a judger of guys' looks, but we can talk about dudes when they ugly. This guy had like peach fuzz out the middle of his fucking head, top of his head, where he had gone bald. He was obviously overweight, and he was trying to film from an angle so nobody would see what his body looked like because he was getting roasted. I mean, I feel like guys who say shit like that, I mean, number one is out of total ignorance. You know, but these guys are so sexually depraved that they'll get on the internet and say any fucking thing. We dropped the ball as black men when she died. Okay, we don't have anything like Minority Report. We don't have fucking time machines. And how many black men you know going around here with superpowers? You know, Superman flies way above the earth. You know, Superman flies way above the earth. Then when he hears a cry for help, he goes down there and help the people. You know, ain't no Superman around here. Like, you know, they want us to be superheroes. but they're not based in reality. So some simp is always gonna step up every time something happens to a black girl and say, "Hey, we need to protect black women more," and it's so disingenuous. Those are the guys you should be attacking. And I mean, I'm not telling you who to attack because a lot of these motherfuckers get into that kind of mode. Okay, attack this dude, attack that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but oh yeah, shout out to Brilliance. What's going on? It's crazy to me that we will quickly exploit death for our own personal validation. It's like, and then like I was on Facebook when those videos were being posted, and I said my piece. I was like, this dude is just trying to get some pussy. I mean,
Bingo.
shit. If he, matter of fact, if he had no problem getting pussy, he probably wouldn't have made that video. If he didn't have any problems, of course. But to exploit death, just to say, hey, fuck you niggas, no. Like, brothers should not, like, don't be like that, brother. Don't gloss over the fact that some crazy white dude came out and killed 2 black girls.
Totally overlooked it. Totally overlooked it. And it's not the
Totally
first one.
it.
It's not the first one. It happened again.
It won't be the last. And it won't be the last. It won't be the last. It won't be the last ugly dude that's trying to virtue signal on social media over some stuff that nobody could have did anything about.
You know, I never could understand why a man could lose their lives for what a woman has between her legs. And a lot of men have lost their lives as she continues to go on and procreate with somebody else. I never understood that.
See what Brilliant said. I have my own gripes with KS, but I won't say he's gay until I have indomitable proof.
Well, I would like to know what's the gripe. I would love to know what is the gripe. He really hasn't done anything.
Let me explain to you what's the gripe. Let me tell you what the gripe is. Is always what the gripe is. And I'm speaking in a language that those people understand. It's because he's bashing black women. That's the dumbest fucking excuse just to go at somebody. He's bashing black women. He's making black women feel bad. I'm like, well, damn. I mean, if you should feel bad if you come to somebody's platform disrespecting them or trying to take the conversation in a direction that you feel more comfortable with. You got to understand, a lot of these guys that get on these platforms are professionals. I know what some of y'all do. The YouTuber. Shut up. Like, no, people don't understand what goes into content creation. They don't. Like me coming up here having to talk for a really an extended amount of time, that takes a lot for me because I'm not the most vocal person on the planet. It really does. So that within itself is work. And to be able to deliver a coherent and a non-convoluted message, that takes work. But, I didn't realize how hard, I knew editing a video was kind of difficult. And I didn't care how user-friendly the editing apps are. Making an edited video just right is kind of difficult. It kind of is. That's why a lot of these bigger content creators got teams of people working with them.
Yep.
Because of that. Because it's like you go to people who specialize in that. Like every edited video that is on this channel right here, I made it. I made that video with a smartphone app. Not InShot. But but coming up with the perfect picture, coming up with the way that the way that you want people to feel when they watch your video, there's a lot of thought that goes into that. And, people just ain't up here twiddling. Like, there's a lot of people that do come up here, StreamYard, they talk shit from, I guess, the inside of their video. The inside of their car on their video. StreamYard is cell phone friendly, so you can go anywhere and use it. And I really can't stand the notion when someone says that this person is a struggle streamer, and if StreamYards wasn't there, then they wouldn't have a channel, which might actually be true, but you don't want to be the wrong YouTuber using that argument. The reason why I say that is because what if that streamer that don't do nothing but StreamYards is doing better than you by the numbers and by the super chats? Then that means that if you are a content creator that edits videos and you have that complaint and that streamer gets more views and more money than you, then maybe you need to try what that guy's trying. But like, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, you have to Pretty Kelly. She comes in this space. She said it some kind of way. You have to, and I'm gonna say it in another kind of way. When you make edited videos, like, you have to make sure they have an extended shelf life when you make edited videos. Like I don't know, like, I guess original commentary, but you squeeze into like a 10-minute video instead of like a broadcast like this. You know, you give condensed versions, and especially if the presentation is professional looking, people latch on to that kind of thing. So, like I said, I feel both sides. I feel the streamer side, and I feel the edited side. Herbert Lewis, said, he said, I would rather edit. Shout out to Herbert Lewis, by the way.
What's up, Herbert?
Yeah, let's see. He said that.
I would say, Kev, it's like shooting from the hip. With your show and Roger's show, it's shooting from the hip. And I still want to know, Billy, what you got against my man. But with Kevin Samuels, he's the hangman because he just throw it out there and come.
But let me put it. Let me put it to you like this, man. Everybody ain't got like Kevin Samuels. Like, you know, I understand that y'all have this thing that y'all like to call the Kevin Samuels Defense Force. And I'm not talking about the YouTube channel. I'm talking about like a lot of these content creators are going around talking about, you know, Kevin Samuels Defense Force. That basically just comes from the fact that a black man is being defended from attacks by a fan base. And like, everybody who is popular and has a lot of has a lot of subs, or, you know, or even in mainstream popularity, they are going to have people that are going to defend them. That's at the end of the day, that's what it's going to be. So, like, anybody that defends Kevin Samuels for some reason, and by a lot of these YouTubers around here, they call it a Kevin Samuels Defense Force. And
yeah, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly who you're talking about.
I'm not talking about that YouTube channel called Kevin Samuels Defense Force. I'm not talking about.
Okay.
I know who that is, even though I've never run across the guy. Like, I mean, a lot of people. I watch a lot of broadcasts. People don't like. There's people that watch me that I don't know is watching. Just like they don't know I'm watching. And I know who the YouTube channel Kevin Samuels Defense Force is, because this guy didn't seem to catch on relevance for himself when he was by his other name. So, I mean, whether he take offense to what I said or not, fine. But hey, you know what, dude? I don't hear about you until I see you on these broadcasts whining about the Black Manosphere. So, you know, that Kevin Samuels Defense Force name might actually be a brilliant thing. But I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about, like, you know, the sentiments of such, you know, like a lot of these content creators who make these videos over and over and over and over and over. Like, it's been going on for weeks for some of these guys. Weeks. Shoot. And for the creators that make all these hate videos and all this other stuff, what happens when that gravy train stops? What happens when that happens? what kind of content creator is that person going to be after that? I mean, well, you know, haters always try to find a reason to hate. So
I don't get it either. Especially one, which I'm not gonna say his name because he's a big YouTuber and he was the first one they started throwing rocks at, but he survived. So for me to see him throw some shade, it's amazing. And I just saw a recent show that one of the guys that was in your guys' circle, he's on that show and they throwing the dude under the bus, you know, and I'm like, but the dude never has done anything wrong. He just makes common sense, gives these people a platform, gives them the rope and the guillotine, and you hang yourself. Again, Kev, when you see some female who comes up on social media globally and disses her own father, hey, wait, what? That his salary
I know
is
what you're
not
talking
even
about.
good enough?
I know
Like,
you're talking about. That was the young lady that he used as an example to go at, clap back at DJ Envy.
right,
Like,
right.
like you say your father was good enough for your mother, and your father was good enough to take care of you and raise you and set on your path. But you, but you say your
Yeah,
father wouldn't be good enough for you. These and this is the kind of problems that we deal with these days. It's
yes,
like,
yes.
you know how many, you know how many brothers got stories about this kind of shit. Like,
So many.
and I know that we're not supposed to care. I know that when it comes to black men, there's not supposed to be a genuine concern. We're supposed to we're supposed to stick our chest out and and take it on the chin, as they say. We're supposed to take it on the chin, and and you know what? It's cool if people have a bad opinion about black men. It's cool, and
It's the norm
it
now.
just
It's the norm. It's the norm.
it's cool. It's cool. It's cool to sit. It's cool because it's been the norm forever. It's
Yeah.
been the norm forever. And they've been telling us how they felt for a long, long time. I love black women. I do. I love black women. Black women have their issues, but they're not above criticism at all. Sorry.
Yes, they
You
are.
call
Yes,
me
they are.
you
They're
you
above
you
that.
you call me any fucking name you want. First of all, I ain't gonna care, and please have the spine to tell me that shit. I mean, just have the spine to tell me. I mean, shit. I would respect the person more so for having the balls to tell me how they really felt if they didn't like me, rather than a person that faked it and just went behind my back and said all kinds of bullshit. I would think that the person that would be more in trouble would be the traitor. you know,
They ain't
it's
gonna do
like
that.
it's just like if you catch your girl in bed with another dude, okay, and say that he did not know. It's not real logical to beat his ass if he didn't know anything about you. You probably beat his ass anyway for being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. But what sense would it make? What the actual fucking sense would it make? I get it. I get it. I get it. But I get it though. So Gerald, I'm about to wrap this up. You got anything else to say?
Okay. No, man. Always great show. Tell Donnie I said, what's up? You ain't shit for listening. The Bitch Line Steps is still the best damn community on this mug. And I still say Kevin Samuels is an all right guy. I seen him do something nice for a girl who had 3 kids and he took the father role and even said the best thing you did was you got your tube tied. You really need some help. You need to help yourself. So to me, the brother ain't bad, Think he's doing an awesome job, just like other brothers. Doctor, what's his name? Hanson, TJ Hanson. Is that
Dr.
his
Tia
name?
Son Johnson. Tia
Yes,
Son
that brother.
Johnson.
Yeah, he's getting down. So wait a minute. Just before I say bye, no, this dude did not say go Dallas Cowboys. Y'all can't get nothing unless you
That's
get
America's team.
That's America. But the only way Dallas is gonna be good, you gotta get Julio Jones. You get him, then you can talk. Other than that, nah, man, y'all done too. Y'all done too. Even though y'all got Luka over there with the Mavs kicking ass, even though y'all lost tonight, because of course they have to sell you the basketball game. You can't sweep nobody because you can't make no money. Remember, y'all, it's about that do-re-mi. Herbal Lab, it's about that do-re-mi. But again, Kev, it's always good, man. I just been out of the ring, and I sometimes come on Rod's show. I've been looking for Donnie, and finally, when I heard you today say that you was gonna be on tonight, I said, "Oh yeah, I gotta check my man out tonight," because I sort of miss. I wish that we could always keep the lines open for ourselves, because basically it's like New Jack City. We all we got, man. We on the bottom of this shit. We on the bottom of this shit, and the female manosphere, they don't like the fact that we actually have an opinion. They don't like that, bro. They don't like it. So, good night to the people.
The female manosphere.
the female manosphere, because they want to weigh as one. I saw this one thing, and this lady say, "Well, you must take me at my worst, 300 pounds, because you can't handle me at my best." And I said, "Damn!" And this chick put her face all on social media while the world laughs not only at them, they laugh at us and say, "How the hell do y'all put up with that stupid ass mindset?" And it is pretty sad. It really is sad. It is. So, that's what I gotta say, man.
So how do we deal with it? Well, we're working on that right now. we're working on that, and it's not about there's different aspects to the manosphere and to free thinking black men. Some guys say, "Hey, get a passport, go get some pussy somewhere else."
Nah.
Or get you a non-ADOS black woman, or there's people that say that. There's one guy in particular that says pump and dump, which, by the way, that guy's hilarious. I don't agree with a lot of his views on certain things, but at least he has a resolve and a care for his brotherhood. So
we got to be careful about that, Kev, because brothers going over to these countries and they getting sniped out, man. They're getting sniped out, man. These people are taking us out, man.
I'm not telling anybody that they have to. I'm not telling anybody they have to go out the country. I mean, that's their choice. That's their decision if they want to go out. But my thing gradually is rapidly becoming is, okay, if black men are such defeated losers, why do you still want to talk to black men? And and the same reason it's probably the same reason why, if black women are not good people or something like that, then why do we still want to talk to them? Because I believe the people that want to talk, just like Kwame Brown, before he started like giving them dudes mama's cooking, I believe that we still have a very small inkling of hope that this thing will turn around for our people. Now, are we making the problem bigger than what it is? Possibly, but we're definitely making it harder, making it seem harder than what and more complicated than what it really is. It's and if it's as easy, if solving a problem is as easy as admitting to accountability for it,
mm-hmm.
then we still gonna have problems because nobody likes to admit accountability.
Oh man, we gonna have problems, dog. And Herbert Lewis said Canada has treated him kindly. Guess what, Mr. Lewis? I'm in Canada too. I'm in the central part of this bad boy, the Flames. Let me be honest with you. It's a damn trip. It is a trip up here, and it's changing day by day. And we ain't gonna talk about the politics, cause I miss home, bro. I really do. Canada is something else, bro. This place is, ooh, man. It was cool at first, but now that the curtain has let down, they got some shit with them, bro. They got some serious shit with them, man.
Yeah,
they do.
I'm sorry to hear that. That you leave America and you still kind of run into some BS, which is
yo.
It's BS everywhere you go. I mean, you know, I'm not
That's the
saying that.
truth.
I'm not saying stay in America. If you got a chance to lead this motherfucker, go right ahead. I mean, more power to you. There have been plenty of people that have moved away from America that have been born here, and it's all and it's for various reasons, professional or personal, or just something that you just plain wanted to do. You know, and all and like I said, all of that is cool. Every bit of that is cool. So, uh, in closing, I don't think Kwame Brown is finished. I think that when this does fizzle down, he's going to use his large platform to get out some real info. But but in order for that, you know, for him to be successful at that, I do believe that brothers need to get behind brothers. I
Yep.
really do, because we are super effective at anything when we work together. And yeah, Kwame Brown is another message that get out that needs to get out there. But there's someone else I'm gonna tell you in this program, like that I'm hosting tonight, that wants their message to get out there as well. So for all of you that are listening, if you're not, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also go to my channels tab on this channel and subscribe to all of them too. Darth Skater 7, the breakdown of woman's perspective, the Roger Report, the Roger Report, the Roger Report Live, the Roger Report 3, YAS4W, my backup channel, BMBBH2 and Kev We Trust, and our entertainment channel, The Black Dimension. So go ahead and subscribe to that, be a part of this growing habitual line stepper community. And just like we enjoy what we do. I wouldn't be doing this at all if I didn't somewhat enjoy it. You know, it doesn't feel like work to me coming to you guys weekend after weekend. And you know, I could only hope if something were to happen with me, and you know, as long as I'm not being a complete evil dick, then hopefully I can get an inkling of the support that Kwame Brown has gotten. But you know, it's really starting to become a protect Kwame Brown situation. Just like they be saying, protect Kevin Samuels at all costs. Kwame Brown got to be protected because he was inside that kind of world. He knows how it goes on, and he knows and he has a lot of insight as to what the machine is doing to keep the wool over our eyes. So with that being said, go check out Kwame Brown's channel before all of the roasting and all of the mama's cooking stuff, and check out the kind of stuff that he was saying on his channel before all of that happened. Check out Kwame Brown Bus Life, and if you're not, go ahead and sub to him. I'm subbed, but more importantly to me, sub me. Sub me and sub to the habitual line stepper. So tomorrow night it should be fun. I was thinking about just going all in on Dwayne Wade, Boyce Watkins. You know, we need to discuss that. We need to discuss the moist man wife, the beta male rather. You know what a true beta male is. You know, and I understand there's a context to beta male, because my definition of beta is the second strongest. You know, that's pretty much my definition of beta, but I understand the social definition is far different, and majority rules. So tonight, if like there may be, I'm also let you know there may be a possibility that I'm not able to go on tomorrow night. And that could be just due to some good old fashioned family time. But definitely, I will get that show out of the way either tomorrow night or Sunday night. But for your own personal knowledge, I am on regularly Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. So please tune in. And you never know, you might get an impromptu show every now and again. I have done that before. So that's it. Kwame Brown, good luck with everything, brother. and all the brothers I mentioned, even of the couple of them that I don't like or don't necessarily agree with. Good luck to you, gentlemen out there, and a lot of you ladies too. And thanks for tuning in for another BMBBH. Long live the habitual line steppers. And Kev, we trust. Goodbye.